Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around this beautiful, beautiful world. How are you doing on Friday? Today, we're going to talk about how you can turn your TEDx into a success. As majority of the people go through 2 steps, and actually to be able to have successful TEDx talk in general, as a whole journey, as a whole process, you need to have 3 steps. And I'm going to walk you through those 3 steps today. So before we start, put in the comments where you're watching from, how you're doing on Friday. Happy Friday. And I hope you had a very, very good week. I know that every year, I don't know for you, November just disappears from, like, it just, the time just literally slips through my fingers. Put a yes if that's the same for you. Let's see who is here. Hi, Ellie. How are you doing? And put also where you're watching it from today. As I know many people are actually traveling. I did travel yesterday. I'm with in my parents' study at the moment. You can see the background is very different than the usual. Great. Okay, so how to turn your TEDx talk into a success is a very important question, especially when you start preparing for TEDx. If you already have a date for your TEDx or you're not, but you're absolutely planning to do a TEDx next year in 2022, because that is a great way to start actually a year ahead. Then the whole year literally just goes with a lot of success after success. But that is the question, how to turn your own TED Talk into a huge success. So here are the 2 steps what usually people do. The first one is obviously to design. The step in the design means that people use their storytelling skills so they can sit down, write their script, a very powerful script. And this is so super important. On TEDx, what drives people towards TEDx is to learn different stories from different people. So you have to use different stories to grab their attention, but also to tell your message, to tell your wisdom through the stories of what happened in your life, or with your clients, depending if you want to share on stage personal stories or you want to share on stage client stories. So it always depends, but totally feel free. Both of them works very well, but you have to have really good storytelling skills to make a very appealing story. And to there are always different ways to tell a story, right? But it's always important to start from, what is my message? What do I want to share with the world? What is like the essence of that message? And then it drives the language what you're going to use in your story, and to pick different certain elements of that story to put it in your TEDx. So Ellie saying, I'm in London. Warm regards also from Sylvia and Sonia. That's so great. Thank you so much, Ellie. That's amazing. These are my amazing friends in London. I miss you so much. So the second step for a very successful TED Talk is obviously to deliver. So once you design your TED Talk, the next one is to deliver. Usually when we get into that step, first thing what we do is to practice at home. We like, one thing what I always teach my clients is to actually put a sellotape on the floor in their living room wouldn't be the best one, or bedroom, but put a sellotape in a room where you don't use it that much, the room where you're going to practice. And that sellotape needs to be 2 meters diameter, because this is the size of the red dot carpet on the stage. Because when you get on stage, you're not allowed to get out of that carpet. So if you don't practice with a fake sellotape dot at home, then when you get on stage, you're going to feel really uncomfortable, because it's a very limited space to walk into. You can't jump out of that talk, because the cameras are positioned that well that if you get out of that red dot carpet, you're going to be outside your video later on YouTube. So it's so important when you practice to get that comfortable zone. So when you get on stage, you will be, like, your body will already know that comfortable zone, and it's not gonna feel limited, basically. Put a yes if that makes sense. So obviously, once you finish practicing at home, the next step into the delivery stage is to get on stage and deliver your talk super powerful way. So you get into your power zone and power stage, and you get on stage and you really deliver it in a really beautiful way. A lot of people do that mistake that they don't write a script, and they think that when they get on the stage they can just freely express their wisdom. That would be a big mistake. I already explained it a few weeks ago, but don't do that mistake, because what's going to happen is that you're limited in 17 minutes. I'm going to say 17 because it's 18 minutes, but that's together with the pre and the post roll videos, the advertising on your YouTube video. So in 17 minutes after this, the time flies very quickly, and you're not going to be able to deliver everything what is in your head if you did not practice before that with a script. So the power of writing a script and then practicing at home is that when you can get every single specific powerful words and put them in that script. So when you get on stage, you can use these powerful words to deliver that message of what you want to share with the world. So what happened when people deliver on stage and then finish their journey is that they become a TEDx speaker. That's a given. They're already a TEDx speaker, right? But they will also create a legacy, because TEDx is a legacy. Think about this. Every time when you share your wisdom with the world, you're creating a beautiful legacy. The power of TEDx is that it goes everywhere. It goes to everyone around the world. The power of getting on business stage is slightly less visibility, but it's still a legacy. And TEDx is one of the most influential legacies what you can create in your life, basically. So it's also an amazing and very powerful digital business card, because every time when you go to any kind of networking, VIP parties, anywhere, and you say, I'm a TEDx speaker, you don't even have to give them a card. You don't even have to give them a link. People know that they can go on YouTube or Google, they can write your name, and they can directly see your TED Talk. So it's a super, super powerful digital business card. Now, what's going to happen if you finish to that stage, like you just design and you deliver your talk, is that you're going to be one of the 75% of all the TEDx speakers around the world which basically stopped there. And what happens is that, and this is pure statistics, it's not just me like making it up. That's pure statistic taken from the YouTube TEDx Talk channel. 75% of all the speakers and all the talks around the world get only 120 to 380 views. That's all. It's unbelievable. It breaks my heart every time when I see those statistics, and I'm thinking, what exactly happened with, and some of those talks are just amazing. They really deserve these huge thousands of people, to go and watch that talk. And I go and I watch those talks, and I always find like amazing nuggets. But what happened actually is exactly what I'm gonna tell you, is that they missed the third step what I put in the soon to be a TEDx speaker program, which is actually to diffuse, to spread to the world the message that they did the TED Talk, and it's a beautiful message about that topic, and it's a wisdom about that specific issue or that specific, it's something what people never used before in their life, or people struggling with something specific, and that wisdom can literally help them so much that they can stop struggling in their life. So diffuse as a third step in the TEDx process is so super important. So what do I mean by diffuse? In the diffuse phase, what happens is that you need to start using social media and YouTube hacks to increase your TEDx visibility and to create a snowball effect after this on the views. So let me explain this, but I see a few comments. Ellie saying, "You're amazing." Thank you so much, Ellie. You too. I haven't heard from you for ages. It will be great to catch up with you. Let me just go back to the to the topic today, how to create this super successful TEDx. As you can see that I'm always, my mentors always say, like, you're all about vanity metrics, which is true, because when you see data and when you analyze the data, it helps a lot after this to the different businesses, but also to TED Talks to be successful, to get there and to get results what you wanted on the first place. Because think about this, on the first place, before you even start wanting to be on TEDx, and before you were approved and you get on stage, you want you to do a TEDx for a very specific reason. And I want you to write down that specific reason. Then what happens with our brain is that you wanted to share that wisdom and that knowledge with very specific people. You visualized how you're speaking with these people and telling them that you did a TED Talk, how you're sharing your video with this specific, certain networks, and you told them that they can go and watch your TED Talk. You visualize your success in your head. I want you to sit and write down all these names of the people popping up in your head, what you want to, you saw that you share your TED Talk with, because this is exactly what you need to use now in the diffuse stage. In the diffuse stage, is a combination between using social media hacks, and I'm going to go through all of them. There are 13 social media and YouTube hacks what I embed in a TEDx journey, a journey itself. I'm going to go through a few of them. So using those hacks basically helps your video after this, once it's published, for social media platforms to pick this video, because we plug specific keywords to this video of yours, your TEDx video. And then that's how social media tag the video that this is interested for this type of audience. This is interesting for this type of people who follow this topic. This is interesting for this type of people who follow these hashtags. This is interesting for this type of people because they have this kind of issues, because they've been watching this kind of videos and reading this kind of articles. So the moment when you use these hacks, you tag your video and you create your whole script in a certain way that not just with the message, but also with the hacks inside, the keywords inside your script, then now you're telling the social media platforms what your video is about, and the platforms pick up your video and then disperse it to so many thousands of people out there. And that's how you achieve that success, to not just to create your wisdom, but also to share that wisdom with the world. That's how you know that the world knows about your wisdom. Put a yes if that makes sense, or no if it doesn't make sense, and I can go through this and explain it with more words. Because what I want to do now is to walk you through the different hacks what I use. The hack number one is actually keywords in your TEDx title. Now, I want to stop for a moment. Think about when you go and watch a video, the first thing what drives you towards video is obviously the thumbnail, what you see visually. But the second thing straight away what drives your interest to watch or not watch, this is the decision what you always make, is the title of that video. This is exactly same for TEDx. Your title needs to contain specific keywords. It could be your audience, it could be your topic, it could be anything which is keywords what basically drives and hooks people attention to watch your TEDx. Right, so there is a very specific way to put the keywords, choose the keywords, and put them in your title. This is what I teach around the hack number one. Hack number two is key phrase in your script. You have to have a key phrase which is the essence, what I said, the essence of your wisdom, what you turn into 5 to 7 words, short, snappy sentence, and you use it in your script. So the people are going to remember your key phrase. And after this, if they go and they search by this key phrase on YouTube, they will be able to actually find your video. Because what happens is that people are not going to remember the title of your video. They're not going to remember your name. They will remember how you look like. They will remember how you make them feel, but that's not going to help them to find you 2 years later. What's going to help them to find you is this kind of keywords, what you put in your key phrase, and that's what they remember. They remember that message, what they got from you. The hack number 3 is the keywords in your script and timing. So by timing, what I mean is that YouTube has artificial intelligence running always behind the scene for every single video, and it goes and it search for those specific keywords in your video. But if they're used in the first 1 minute, in the first 2 minutes, in the first 10 minutes of your video, it makes very big difference. As a result, what happens is this. If you use the same keywords over and over in your video, this is obviously the machine learning language picks up those words from your mouth, from the video, and shows it to the people who are interested in those specific keywords. So if you repeat the same keywords over and over through your script, through what you're saying, then YouTube engine is like, aha, these are keywords. I need to use them in my research when people do a search, so I can show that video as a result of people's search. Okay, so put the number 1 if it makes sense, put the number 2 if it doesn't make sense. I will explain more if it doesn't. It's just, I don't want to go into digital language because I'm going to lose you, but I'm trying to explain it as simple as possible. Hack number 4 is hashtags in your YouTube TEDx description. Believe or not, only 1% of all TEDx videos out there are actually using this hack. Okay, let me explain the hack. YouTube, since 2015 or 16, don't quote me on this, they allow every video to use 3 hashtags, right? Use it. It's a hack what is going to drive thousands of people towards your video after this. Complete strangers. They never heard of your name. They never seen your face, but they're going to come and watch your TEDx because you use 3 hashtags in the description of your TEDx video, in the YouTube TEDx description. So this is a very extremely powerful hack what I use, and now I'm giving it to you. It's a 3 hashtags. It's very, very simple, right? The number 5 hack is the tags in your YouTube TEDx video. So you've got 6 tags, very similar to the way how hashtags works. I'm not going to have enough time today to explain because we're already on 18 minutes, and I usually keep the podcast within 30 minutes, not 30 seconds. 30 seconds would be very short podcast, but 30 minutes podcast. But know that not just hashtags, but also tags. You have 3 hashtags to use. You've got 6 tags to use for your TEDx video. So please, please, please use keywords as tags and give those tags to your TEDx organizers, because again, the role of the tags is to boost your video, to create that snowball effect after this for those complete strangers to come and watch you, basically. Right. Then hack number 6 is a TEDx video category. They're about, I didn't count them, but they're about 11 or 12 categories right now. TED Headquarters does change the categories time to time, but be very, very specific on the category you're going to use for your TEDx, because that drives even more traffic. This is the way the category, let's say the category is business or health or science. I'm just giving you three different variations, but this is the way how the category puts your talk into a certain topic, basically. And it's telling all the social media platforms out there to say, watch out, this video is this type of topic. Then therefore, the social media hacks basically are going and saying, oh, okay, so this is the topic of this video. Let me just plug it out of that huge a balloon of so many videos on that topic and show it to those people because they're interested in that specific topic. Makes sense? Just put number 5 if it makes sense, number 6 if it doesn't make sense, so I will know and I can explain more. So hack number 7, to sell yourself and your talk on the YouTube text. This is something what not many people use, and it's so super powerful. This is the place literally to sell yourself and to sell your product, your books, if you wrote books, to sell your program, your, I don't know, podcast, whatever you do, and you want to actually drive traffic towards that X thing. This is the place where you put all this information. So use it. This is for you. It's there for you. It's not just text to say I am this and this person. This is also to say what you do. So don't concentrate that much on yourself, but concentrate on it relates to 2 weeks ago when I was saying, what is your TEDx goal? So look at what TEDx goal you wrote, what you want to achieve with your TEDx. Look at this TEDx goal. And when you write that text in the TEDx, just refer it to the goal to be like, okay, if my goal is basically to drive traffic towards my podcast, then my text in the TEDx description needs to be about my podcast. I need to sell basically my podcast. Why? I need to answer the question why people should come and watch that podcast. Now, not just tell the people that you do a podcast. I'm just giving you examples, but also tell them why they should do it, right? And then tell them where to find the podcast, obviously. Don't put websites. This would be a huge, huge, huge mistake. Websites is not allowed, is not a good idea to put it, but put the name of the podcast, the at, and then the the account on your Instagram, on your LinkedIn, on your YouTube channel. So all this works really well. This is the place to sell it. So there are exactly 13 hacks what works really well. And I use it for all my TEDx clients. And if you want, I gave you 7 of them. There are 13, obviously. Didn't have time to go through each of them in details. But I have a gift for you today. So I'm doing a 4-day TEDx challenge, which starts next Tuesday till Friday. I want you to put those dates in your calendar. Put a yes in the comments if you're interested. I'm gonna tell you right now what exactly this challenge is. But in the challenge, I walk you through all these 13 hacks, what I was explaining very shortly, but I've got a lot more time during the challenge to explain each of those hacks. And we do together few of those. So here's what the challenge is. On day 1, the assessment for you will be to apply to 10 TEDx organizers. Obviously, if you right now already have a date, that's perfectly fine. You come, you listen to the training, because the training starts with your TEDx goal, how to create a tangible TEDx goal, and then how to apply successfully, not just to apply, but successfully applying for TEDx organizers. So the way how I designed the TEDx challenge is to work for those of you who already have a date and those of you who doesn't have yet a TEDx date secured in your calendar. So both of you is gonna value a lot from day 1 and the assessment. Day 2 is creating a very powerful TED Talk. So this is the hack number 1, what I was mentioning. Keywords, how to choose the keywords, how to find out which keywords to use, how to decide which keyword is better than the other one, the rules of how to create a TED title, which is very hooky, very grabbing attention title. Basically, this is on day 2, what I train you, and then what you do, you've got 24 hours to finish this assessment, and what you're going to do is to create several titles, and I will tell you which one works best because of all the experience what I've got. I know very well what would work, what is not going to work. So blow my mind on that one, but you're gonna have the 24 hours to literally create your TEDx title. This is how we start. We actually don't start with the script. We start with the title, believe it or not, and I'm gonna explain why and why it would be a mistake to start with your script instead of your title. On day 3, what we're gonna do is to create a very memorable key phrase. I did mention it very quickly as hack number 2, but how to make your TED Talk very memorable for the audience. So after this, they're going to really remember you. Again, people are going to remember you because of the stories, what you're telling them, because the way how you make them feel. Because they like you, they like what you're saying, they like your ideas and what you shared on stage. But to make it memorable, so they're gonna find you 2 years later. This is the key of successful TEDx. This is like the jewelry on the on the crown, basically. On day 4, on the 4 days TEDx challenge, what we're going to do is to I'm going to go through all the different 13 hacks, but I'm going to stitch together the whole journey so you can understand how the very successful journey works from step 1 all the way through all the steps, what you're going to do until the very end of your successful journey, which is basically the diffusing of your TED Talk. So I also going to add one more information in the TEDx challenge, which is how to monetize your TED Talks. So many people out there are missing this part. Like, it's great to do a TEDx talk. It's great to become a TEDx speaker. But again, it's about vanity and sanity metrics. And that's all. What it's not all I care, but it's all what I teach the clients as creating not just a valuable legacy, but how to monetize that legacy after this and how to get the best out of it. So this is also on day 4 of the TEDx challenge. So put a yes in the comment if you want me to send you a link to register and you're interested. I'll be so happy to see you there. I do this podcast every Friday at 12 p.m. UK time, and I'm so happy to have you all every Friday. I am close to 30 minutes. If you have any kind of questions on everything what I said, just let me know. The TEDx challenge is on 23rd to 26th of November. If you always wanted to dip your toe in TEDx waters and then decide if you want to do something, on TEDx or not, this is your best chance, because in 4 days, you're gonna not just understand what TEDx is about and what would be the best benefits for you and for your business, but you can decide in 4 days very quickly. Are you gonna do it or you don't want to do it? When do you want to do it, basically? And what I also find very, very important for all of you to know is to have the full information, how long is going to take each of those steps, what I walk you through, and what to expect from each step, how much of your time and effort is going to be given for each of those steps. So then you can basically have your business goals, have your personal goals, and then match it with TEDx and the whole TEDx journey. So you can make it work. Basically, you can align the business goals, the personal goals, and TEDx goals. So you can align them and you can make it work all together as one coherent journey, basically. So follow me on LinkedIn if you don't follow me at the moment, so you can see our notifications when I go live every Friday at 12 p.m. UK time. Put in the comments any kind of your questions so I can answer all of them. Click on the thumb up if you get a lot of values today, and please share it with everyone you know that they always want you to do a TEDx, but they were always kind of like, should I do it or I shouldn't? I'm so excited to do it and I don't know where to start from. Here you go. In this video right now, you know where to start from, but also what usually miss for the majority of the people. This 120, 380 views for 75% of the TED Talks is there because what happens is that people share it with friends, with colleagues, with family members, with ex-colleagues, with few networks. They get it to about 380 views and everything literally dies after this. And I don't want that to happen to your TED Talk. So if you just joined, please watch it from the beginning. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me just check very quickly. Thank you so much, Ellie, again. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm sending you a lot of love wherever you are around this world. And I'm going to see you next Friday, or I'm going to see you on Tuesday when the TEDx Challenge starts, as this is the 4 days TEDx Challenge. And I'm so, so happy to have you on the 4 days. See you next Tuesday or next Friday. Have an amazing, amazing Friday ahead.